Thanks for tuning in to Say What Now? Reddit Stories. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to turn on those notifications. And now, on to the story of Am I the asshole for kicking my husband and sister out over their secret? I, 28F, found out last week that my husband, 31M of the last 4 years, and my sister in law, his sister, 31F, lost their virginity to each other. Now, before you think we're something out of Deliverance, I should clarify. Technically, it's his stepsister. She came to visit recently, and I overheard them, quote unquote, reminiscing about it over coffee. It was early in the morning, and I guess they didn't know I was up and quietly coming downstairs. I wasn't sure what to do, so I fake coughed and was a bit louder than usual as I finished my trip down the stairs. It definitely startled them, but I'm fairly sure at the time they didn't realize I had heard them. We said our good mornings and chatted while I joined them for coffee. I tried my best to push it out of my mind, but just couldn't. So later that night, I confronted him. After some stuttering and extreme awkwardness, they explained what happened. Their parents started dating when they were about 14. They had known each other before, being in the same grade and going to the same school. Each admitted they had a small mutual crush, but had never really spent much time together as they were a part of different social groups. However, after the wedding, they started living together. And a few months later, a bit shy of 2 years after their parents met, when they were about 16, they say things just happened. Apparently, quite a few times over the last 2-ish years of high school up until they graduated, and they ended up at different colleges. After that, they'd only see each other over breaks and holidays, with both of them dating several other people in the interim between then and when my husband and I started dating. Both swear they haven't been intimate since and have no desire to do so again. We had talked about our first while dating, but he just said he was with someone he went to high school with and that they never really dated and basically were hooking up every now and then. He did use his sister's middle name. I guess he wasn't quick enough to come up with a better fake name. It's a very common name, so I didn't really think it seemed strange until now. Anyway, I'm the only one who knows their secret other than the two of them. I want to trust my husband, and from their conversation and general demeanor around each other, I think their feelings now are purely familial. But I just couldn't process what I was hearing. I freaked out pretty bad on both of them, saying that it was still perverse and they were freaks. I quickly packed a bag with some spare clothes and left to stay at a hotel while I collect my thoughts. Honestly, I should have kicked him and his sister out, but I just had to get away from that situation as soon as possible. He's been texting me nonstop saying I'm being dramatic and it really shouldn't be a huge deal. He justifies it by saying it's not like our parents got married when we were little kids and we grew up together. We were young and horny and liked each other. Or that what if there was an alternate universe where my husband, and myself, parents met after the two of us were dating and ended up getting married? We'd then technically be step siblings. Then so would we be perverts or for having sex? I understand the point he's trying to make, but just ew, it did not make me feel better. I am at a loss. I don't know how I'm going to ever look at them the same, especially her. Please help me. Am I overreacting here? Uh, n- uh, mm, it's an update. Jesus. I went home after getting off, knowing the stepsister in law would have left for the airport already. My husband was there alone and could hardly look me in my eyes. Also, he found this post and was beyond mortified. Allegedly, his sister left not long after I did and was barely in our house or said a word to him since this all went down. We live in an area with a lot of hiking trails and similar recreational opportunities nearby, which is one of her hobbies. So he says she's been taking advantage and, in general, just finding somewhere else to be, only coming back to shower and sleep. I plan on talking or trying to talk to her soon and making sure everything of what he's saying matches with what she says she did. But overall, I believe him. We had a very long talk about how their banter that morning made me feel, as well as subsequent handling of it during our texting sessions. I agreed with the many comments that it was borderline gaslighting and dismissive of my feelings. He didn't seem to like hearing that, but didn't argue against it, and did seem to genuinely apologize, like an actual apology instead of some ish that's like, I'm sorry if you feel that way. We decided he's going to stay with one of his cousins for a while. We live in the city, and he's the closest relative he can make arrangements with. I'm going to leave it up to him whether or not to give any details beyond we're fighting. Not sure how long this is going to last, but we are planning on going to couples therapy and at least try to work through this. He agreed she was not to step foot in our house again, and I didn't want to see her outside of the occasional family event if hosted elsewhere. Thankfully, it was already a rare occurrence, so I don't expect it to come up often. I know that it's not a lot what a lot of you wanted to hear, and in true Reddit fashion, there was a lot of the classic leave his ass comments. I do understand that viewpoint and feel there were a lot of valid points made, but for now, I truly feel this is what's best. Maybe if anything more interesting develops, I'll post an actual new update post in the future. Anyway, I'm gonna go down a bottle of wine and treat myself to a hot soak with a bath bomb. That's a lot to process because when you are especially in that dating phase and you're at the point of asking about, I guess, the relationships you've had in the past, be it regular or sexual or anything of that nature, you want to know everything. You do. But like, how do you bring that up? How does that conversation even go? Like, hey, so listen, so yeah, I slept with my stepsister. Like, what? There are things that you're supposed to just go ahead and take to your grave. That's one of them. That should have been one that should have gone ahead and went to the grave. And even if why are y'all even sitting there reminiscing about it? Because then that would make me feel like you are wanting to do it again. Because you know what? Some things I don't even have a comment for. Like I'm genuinely speechless. It's like, I mean, I get it. Their parents didn't meet till they were 14. That's what, high school age? We're talking ninth, 10th grade. Yeah, at that point you're nothing but a horn dog at that point. But it's just like, I feel like once you know that your parent is about to marry the other parent, you gotta let that go. I don't know. Just put your comments down below. Because maybe you can make heads and tails, or I don't know, of this. Because to me, I'm just like, no. It all around is just no. No, 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 no. Let me know what y'all think. Put it down below. Like and subscribe. And until next time, bye bye.